Dictators and world leaders often lived in extreme luxury, and their cars reflected that power. From bulletproof limousines to exotic supercars, these vehicles weren't just for transport, they were symbols of control and status. Today, we're exploring 10 famous dictators and their cars, and where those cars are today. Adolf Hitler, Mercedes-Benz 700K Grosser. 1930s, Adolf Hitler was often seen in the massive Mercedes-Benz 700K Grosser, also known as the Super Mercedes. This armored limousine was hand-built, extremely rare, and carried him during Nazi rallies. After World War II, several of these cars survived. One was auctioned for nearly $10 million, while others are displayed in museums around the world as grim historical reminders. Benito Mussolini, Alfa Romeo 6C 2300B. Italian dictator Benito Mussolini had a taste for Italian craftsmanship. One of his favorites was the Alfa Romeo 6C 2300B, a sporty luxury sedan. His personal cars were seized after the war, and one is now preserved in Italy, often appearing in historical exhibitions. Francisco Franco, Rolls-Royce Phantom 4. Spain's dictator, Francisco Franco, owned the Rolls-Royce Phantom 4, one of the rarest Rolls-Royces ever built. Only 18 were made. Reserved exclusively for royalty and heads of state, Franco used it for decades. Today, one of his Phantoms is kept in Spain's Royal Guard motor pool, still occasionally used for ceremonial events. Nicolae Ceausescu, Mercedes-Benz 600 Pullman. Romania's communist leader, Nicolae Ceausescu, had a fleet of luxury cars, but his most iconic was the Mercedes-Benz 600 Pullman. Known as the dictator's car, it was a favorite among world leaders of the era. After Ceausescu's fall in 1989, many of his cars were seized by the government. Today, several are displayed in museums, while others were auctioned to private collectors. Saddam Hussein, Rolls-Royce Silver Shadow and supercar fleet. Iraq's Saddam Hussein was infamous for his lavish lifestyle. He owned a Rolls-Royce Silver Shadow, fleets of Mercedes and BMWs, and even exotic supercars like Ferraris and Lamborghinis. After the fall of Baghdad in 2003, many of his cars were looted or left abandoned. Some were restored and later sold at auctions, while others were simply destroyed. Idi Amin, Mercedes-Benz 600 and Cadillacs. Uganda's brutal dictator, Idi Amin, was obsessed with luxury cars. His favorites included the Mercedes-Benz 600 and a collection of Cadillacs. He often flaunted them in parades as a symbol of power. Today, several of his cars remain in Uganda, some rotting in storage, while others were restored for display. Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il, Soviet ZIL limousines. North Korea's founding leaders, Kim Il-sung and his son Kim Jong-il, favored massive ZIL limousines imported from the Soviet Union. These armored giants were gifted by the Kremlin and became iconic symbols of their regime. Today, some remain preserved in Pyongyang as part of North Korea's leadership motorcade history. Kim Jong-un, armored Maybach S600. Today, Kim Jong-un is often seen in a modern Mercedes Maybach S600, despite international sanctions. These cars were smuggled into North Korea through secret shipping routes. Footage shows Kim arriving at summits in these armored luxury sedans, which remain his car of choice. Muammar Gaddafi, Fiat 500 and custom Libyan SUV. Libya's Muammar Gaddafi had a mix of humble and flashy cars. He reportedly loved the simple Fiat 500, but also commissioned a bizarre custom Libyan Rocket SUV, a futuristic-looking vehicle designed for safety and luxury. After his fall in 2011, most of these cars were either looted or displayed as curiosities. Joseph Stalin, ZyS-11-5 armored limousine. Soviet leader Joseph Stalin rode in the ZyS-11-5 armored limousine built in Moscow. Weighing nearly 9,000 pounds with bulletproof glass, it was designed to withstand assassination attempts. Today, several of these rare limousines survive in museums and private collections. These cars weren't just for transportation, they were symbols of power, wealth, and control. Some ended up in museums, others were destroyed, and a few still roll on the roads today. Which dictator's car shocked you the most? Tell us in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more automotive history countdowns.